If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Out of the fog, out of the night, comes another Bulldog Drummond story. Friends, $1 billion is a lot of money. Yet right now, the payment of above-ceiling prices is adding $1 billion a year to America's food bill. And remember, those dollars are made up of pennies. Now, a few pennies over the ceiling price may not seem very important at the time, but it is. Every penny is one more link in the dangerous chain which leads to inflation and then to depression. So help to break that chain. One of the most important helps is for you to check the ceiling prices, which are listed in every grocery store. Check the list and don't pay 1 cent more. Watch every penny, for every penny counts. And now, to tell us about our newest adventure, here is...
Pardon me, sir, if you don't mind.
Yes, Denny?
I'm going to relate this story. You see, I have Captain Drummond's permission. Oh, he'll be here next week as usual to tell about another adventure, but this story is more or less my own.
All right, Denny. Go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. I call this story Help Wanted. It began one morning when Captain Drummond and I were separating for the first time in our long association. He was going on a highly secret government mission alone. Police Inspector Hogan and I saw him off on the trail.
Well, Denny, he's on his way.
Yes, Inspector. I suppose I might as well go home.
Captain Drummond. Calling Captain Drummond.
My word, what's that?
Captain Drummond, please
please come to the station master's office immediately. It is urgent.
No, dear, and Captain Drummond's on the train.
Come on, Denny. We'll see what the call is about. The station master's office is right over here.
Captain Drummond, you are wanted in the station master's office.
What in the world do you suppose it's about, Inspector Hogan?
Well, it's only a guess, but maybe Drummond left some excitement behind to keep you busy. Here's the place.
After you, Inspector.
Okay. There was a call for Captain Drummond.
That's right.
Well, he just left on a train. I'm his man, Denny.
And I'm Inspector Hogan, Police Department. What's wrong?
Come into the inner office, please.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Denny.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, Inspector, look. That man on the couch.
He's dead.
Dead?
Oh, dear.
He collapsed in the waiting room. Just before he died, he asked for Captain Drummond. I knew Drummond was leaving town today, so I paged him over the train announcing system.
Just a minute. Here's his wallet. Frederick Trent. Frederick Trent. Oh, yes, I knew I'd seen him before. The Trent Trio. It's a vaudeville nightclub act. They're sharpshooters. The act's playing at the Orpheum this week.
Inspector, look at the man's arm.
Yes, hypodermic punctures. What about them?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Frederick Trent was murdered.
Now, hold everything, Denny. Don't go jumping to conclusions and don't go finding any clues. I'll have the body taken to the morgue, and the medical examiner will decide the cause of death. That's his business.
You'll find out that I'm correct, Inspector. I intend to follow through on this case just as Captain Drummond would. Just a moment, please. I'm coming. Yes?
The Employment Bureau sent me over.
Oh, I've been expecting you. Come in.
Nice joint. What kind of guy is the boss?
Why, some people find me rather charming.
Oh, the social error is on me, boss.
The agency said they were sending over a qualified valet.
That's me all over. Hubert, the perfect gentleman's gentleman.
Hubert?
Yeah, Hubert. And no cracks.
Well, perhaps I should explain. For years, I've been Captain Hugh Drummond's man. He's out of town on an important case has come up, you see. And I'm acting in his place.
I get it. You're in the main bout, so you want me to take your place in the preliminaries.
Yes. Now, about your qualifications.
10 years on my last job.
My word, that's a long time.
Yeah, and I'd still have that job, only the state invited Lemons White to spend 10 years in the penitentiary.
Lemons White?
The one and only king of the slot machine racket. Oh, what a guy he was. I was sort of a bodyguard, too.
You're just the man I'm looking for.
Then it's a deal, with time and a half for overtime. What do I do first?
Hubert, you and I are going to pay a visit to the morgue.
We're going to pay the morgue?
Yes. It's the first stop on the road that will lead us to the capture of a vicious killer.
I'll answer that, boss. Hello?
This is Inspector Hogan.
Inspector Hogan, hey, I ain't done nothing.
Is Denny there?
Oh, yeah, sure, he's right here. It's for you, boss, and am I glad.
Thank you, Hubert. Hello, Inspector.
Denny, I just got the medical examiner's report. Listen to what it says. Cause of death, diabetic shock.
Yes, I see. But what about the hypodermic puncture marks?
Well, Denny, Frederick Trent had diabetes. For years he'd been treating himself like a lot of diabetics do. He injected insulin into his arm on regular schedule.
Oh, dear.
So there goes your murder case right out the well-known window.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. The Avengers was most certainly not a household name in South Africa prior to the radio series. With no national television service until 1976, the mechanism simply was not present in the country to show television programs to mass audiences. While many other countries reveled in the filmed adventures of John Steed and Company, South Africa was not equipped to join in the fun. The series took Britain by storm and made a major impression in the American markets, being the greatest of rarities, a British series given a network transmission slot. However, as a film series, rather than a videotaped one, The Avengers was able to gain a modicum of exposure in South Africa through film rentals. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net.
Yes, Inspector. I'm afraid you're right. Oh, well. Did you hear that, Hubert?
Yeah, I did, boss. Look, I'd like to fix you a drink to cheer you up.
No, Hubert. Thank you just the same. Well, I suppose by this time Captain Drummond has received my telegram. He knows what a blunderer I am.
Oh, cheer up, boss. Drummond's going to be away for a week. Maybe something else exciting will turn up. Maybe opportunity will knock on our door again. Or ring our doorbell. I got it.
Telegram for you. Sign here.
Oh, sure. We don't tip here, but thanks, opportunity.
What's that?
Skip it. Telegram for you, boss.
Yes, I know. Probably from Captain Drummond.
Don't you want to see what it says?
Not particularly.
Well, on account of I am naturally suspicious by nature, do you mind if I take a gander at it?
No, not at all, Hubert.
Oh, gee, boss, thanks. You're right, it's from Drummond. Hey, boss, we're back in the running.
What?
Listen to this. A diabetic could be killed by depriving him of insulin. Murder angle still possible. Suggest you follow through. Investigate all likely suspects. Drummond.
My word. It could still be murder. You know, I felt it.
That's male intuition. There's nothing like it.
It's 8:30. We must hurry. Come along, Hubert.
Sure, boss. But where?
To the Orpheum Theater. There's still time to make the last show.
Our story continues in just a moment. Back to Denny and the story he called Help Wanted. With Bulldog Drummond out of town, Denny has interested himself in the death of Frederick Trent. Denny has hired an assistant named Hubert. They've set out to prove that Trent's death was murder, and they have arrived at the theater where the Trent Trio sharpshooting act is playing.
just in time, Hubert. The Trent act is on the stage now.
Shooting always makes me nervous, boss. I'm sensitive.
Two. This way, please.
Thank you, miss, but if you don't mind, we'll stand here in the back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, boss, look at that girl on the stage.
She must be Rita Cooper, the Trent brothers' assistant. She's, you might say...
Yeah, and double in spades. Quite a dame. But she must be crazy letting a guy shoot clay pipes out of her hands.
Hubert, it just occurred to me that I neglected to think of a motive in connection with Frederick Trent's death.
Yeah, I guess we ought to have a motive. Sure. Just like when Louis the Dip knocked off Charlie the Shake because Charlie was muscling in on her.
You know, I wonder where Rita Cooper fits into this case.
Thank you, ladies. Now, ladies, I shall endeavor to shoot from the young lady's groovy list 3 cigarettes. Each 2 3/4 of an inch in length.
They ought to use king size. It's safer.
Come on, Hubert. We'll go backstage and have a talk with Arthur Trent and Rita Cooper.
That's okay with me, boss. The act is too nerve-wracking for my finer instincts towards such a fair sex.
Now then, gentlemen, what can we do for you?
Just a few questions, Mr. Trent, if you don't mind.
Well, not at all. I assume it's in connection with my brother's death.
I still can't believe Freddie's dead. I just can't believe it.
Rita. You see, my brother and Rita were engaged to be married.
Here, Miss Cooper, let me offer you a chair.
No. No, thank you. I'm quite all right.
Rita, I think it might be a good idea if you rested a while in your dressing room. Then we'll go to dinner.
Very well.
Mr. Trent, I regret having to bother you at a time like this. I realize what a shock your brother's death has been to you and to Miss Cooper.
Me too, Mr. Trent.
But has it occurred to you that your brother might have been murdered?
Huh? Well, you're crazy, both of you. I don't know what you two are up to, but I won't stand for it. My brother died of a disease from which he'd suffered for many years. The medical examiner's report proves that.
Yes, we realize that, but at the same
But
time...
what?
Well, perhaps I am mistaken. Yes, I must be. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Trent, and good evening. Come on, Hubert.
You first, boss.
Say, are you two really...
Crazy? Well, sure, mister. We're a couple of goons. Any day now we might ask you for your autograph. I got you, boss. That Trent guy is now a suspect, right?
Quite correct, Hubert. Did you notice the way he looked at Rita?
Yeah, like he was nuts about it. So this Arthur Trent guy knocks off his own flesh and blood on account of the chick, right?
Yeah, fundamentally, yes. Now, to prove our theory is correct and solve the murder.
Yeah, but how do we do that?
Let's stop here a moment, then we can observe the stage door.
I seen stage doors before. Look, boss, how about some clues? A murder case ain't much good without clues.
Diabetic could be killed by depriving him of insulin.
That's what Bulldog Drummond said in the telegram.
Insulin? Why, of course. I should have thought of it before.
Should have thought of what?
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Modus operandi.
Yeah, the modus
The modus operandi, the manner of operation. That's Latin.
Still Greek to me.
Get back here, Hubert, in the shadows.
Sure, boss.
You're up. Do it.
There they go, boss, out to dinner. Arthur and Rita.
I think I know the motive for the murder. Now about the method. Injection. I have it. Come on, Hubert.
Okay, sure.
Where? To the dressing room where we were in before. Both the brothers used it, you know.
Yeah, I guess they did. It was too big for any theater to give to just one guy.
Arthur Trent won't return for half an hour anyway. Yes, here we are.
Look, boss, I don't mean to criticize, but ain't this a little bit illegal?
Don't worry, Hubert. We're on the side of the law.
Oh, I guess I forgot about that.
Now, we'll work fast. We can find what we're looking for quickly if it's here. This must be the makeup shelf that Frederick Trent used.
Yeah, that guy Arthur is the type that would have taken the other one with the big mirror.
You know, I never realized that actors use so many lotions and tinctures and whatnot. So many bottles.
What are you looking for there, boss?
Wait, I have it. This bottle. It's labeled insulin.
You mean you got a clue?
Possibly. It all depends upon what the bottle contains.
You know, boss, it's nice to be home again. This is a swell joint. A good place to relax if you got the time.
Well, Hubert, that's about all we do have now until we hear from the doctor.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, that doctor.
He's an old friend of Captain Drummond's.
But why did you telephone Rita Cooper to stop in here on her way home? Oh, now you rest there, boss. Just rest. I got it. Captain Drummond's residence. Hubert speaking.
Is Denny there?
Coming up. It's the doc, boss.
No, thank you. Yes, Doctor?
Denny, the bottle you gave me contains a solution of glucose.
Glucose? That's sugar, isn't it?
Yes.
Doctor, if that solution were given to a diabetic instead of insulin, what would happen?
Why, that would be murder.
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 Thank you a great deal, Doctor. Goodbye.
Oh, boy, we got it again.
You stay here, Hubert. I'll answer.
Okay, boss. It might be the Cooper baby.
Oh, come right in, Miss Cooper.
I got your message. What's wrong?
Oh, come into the living room, please. I'm sorry to have bothered you so late at night. Oh, you know Hubert, of course.
Well, I am charmed again.
I really don't understand. What does all this mean?
Sit down, Miss Cooper.
Well, all right, but I can't stay long. I'm very tired. Well, you know what I've been through.
Miss Cooper, I had to speak to you. I had my suspicions, and I'm sure they would be confirmed. They have been.
Will you please get to the point?
Yes. Your fiancé, Frederick Trent, was murdered.
Murdered? What are you saying?
Murdered, I believe, by his brother Arthur.
Oh, why do you say that?
Well, it's obvious that Arthur Trent is in love with you. Miss Cooper, you must be honest with me. Arthur Trent killed his brother because of jealousy. He was jealous, wasn't he?
Yes.
Tonight, Hubert and I, found a bottle on Frederick's makeup shelf. It contained a solution of sugar. Solution that was given to Frederick in place of insulin. That was the cause of his death. It was murder.
That's a fact, Miss Cooper. That's what the doc said.
Yes, I wanted to tell you first. Hubert and I are going out when you're ready to leave. We're going to get that bottle, and tomorrow morning we'll turn it over to the police.
To the police?
Yes. You see, that little bottle is evidence that will send Arthur Trent to the electric chair.
All set, boss?
Yes, Hubert, quite ready.
Here's your hat. And look, boss, on account of it's so valuable, maybe you better carry this bottle.
Yes, if you wish.
Boss, are you okay?
Oh, yes, I'm all right.
The shot must have come from one of those open windows over there.
Well, don't bother going over, Hubert. The man is probably well away by this time.
It's lucky he was a bad shot, boss.
No, he wasn't. The shot wasn't meant to hit me. Look at the remains of the bottle on the floor.
Oh, that's right. There ain't nothing left.
The Exhibit A in our case against Arthur Trent has been destroyed. Hubert, That shot was fired by an expert marksman.
I get it, boss. A sharpshooter.
Shooter named Arthur Trent. Yes, we're glad to see you, Inspector Hogan.
You'd better be right, Pete. I've got 40 men surrounding this theater, and we haven't got time to play games.
Oh, Trent is the murderer, Inspector.
Sure he is. The boss is right.
Keep out of this, you. We'll find out soon enough if you're right, Denny. We'll grab Arthur Trent as soon as the act is over.
It's almost over now.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now for our finale. I shall endeavor to shoot from the young lady's grouping net 3 cigarettes, each 2 3/4 inch in length.
Boss!
Inspector, look.
Trent, he's been shot.
And Rita has a gun in her hand.
Hey, she must have bumped him off.
Close that door, Pete. Don't let anybody in this dressing room. All right, then, Miss Cooper. Why did you kill Arthur Trent?
It was self-defense, Inspector. He planned to kill me.
To kill you?
Yes, he was mad. He must have followed me to your house last night and then followed you and Hubert when you got the bottle. Just before the act went on tonight, I was arranging the guns on the prop table, and I found one of the guns loaded with live cartridges.
What's that?
You see, Inspector, the clay pipes and cigarettes that Arthur shot out of my hands and mouth are charged with a mild explosive. When pressed at the end, they explode.
You mean you used blank cartridges in the guns?
Yes, I timed the act to make it appear that the pipes and cigarettes were really shot away.
A phony act.
Quiet, you.
Oh, I understand, Miss Cooper. When you found live cartridges in one of the guns, you knew that Arthur Trent intended to kill you.
That's right. So I loaded another gun and kept it handy. When we came to the finale, I saw him choose the gun that was loaded with live ammunition. He aimed it at me, and then I...
Come in, Pete.
Oh, Inspector, look at this gun. The one we found in Trent's hand. It's loaded with live 45s.
Well, Hubert, that clears up the Trent murder case.
Yeah, I guess so, boss. Well, you know, it's been nice knowing you. And this place of Drummond's is sure a swell joint. How about a short snort before I say goodbye?
Very well, Hubert. I think we've earned it. And while you're fixing it, you might make it a long snort. Oh, I'll get it.
A telegram for you.
Yeah, thank you. Here you are, sir.
Well, thank you.
Hubert! Hubert!
What's the matter, boss?
Oh, we've got to hurry before it's too late. We've made a terrible mistake in the Trent case.
Back to the climax of our story in just a moment. has developed in the murders of Frederick and Arthur Trent, a case that was apparently closed. The arrival of a telegram has prompted Denny and Hubert to pay a mysterious nocturnal visit to a hotel.
This should be the room, boss. 642.
Here's the pass key I got from the house detective. Come in fast, Hubert, when I open the door.
You're going right into Miss Cooper's room like that?
Like this.
What do you mean, bursting into my room?
Close the door, Hubert.
Sure, boss.
I'll call the police.
That's not a bad idea, Miss Cooper. Go right ahead.
Yeah, sister, drop the act. We know all about you now.
I noticed that you have your luggage packed, apparently for a hasty departure.
Yes, I'm leaving town tomorrow. I've had enough tragedy here.
I don't think you'll leave. You see, we know now that it was you who murdered Frederick Trent by replacing the insulin with a sugar solution.
What?
And you did away with Arthur Trent deliberately. It was you who put the live cartridges in that gun, the one you knew he'd use for the finale of your act. You shot him. You almost got away with it.
You're mad.
No, Miss Cooper, it's you who are mad. Money mad. The Trent Trio was one of the most heavily insured acts in the show business.
Wait till you hear this, sister.
The insurance policy provided that if any two members of the act died, the surviving member would receive $200,000. And you happen to be the surviving member.
Very interesting. And true.
Doc, boss, she's got a gun.
It's too late. Stay right where you are, both of you. I can shoot. Remember that bottle I shot out of your hand, Denny?
Oh, dear.
Now we'll really finish this up. As it stands, there are only 3 of us who know the facts. In a minute, there'll be 1. Me. And I won't tell.
Drop the gun, lady.
What?
Oh, Inspector Hogan.
Hiya, Inspector. Nice.
I said drop the gun. That's it. All right, Pete, take her away.
Inspector, I don't understand. How did you get here?
Up the fire escape.
I mean, how did you happen to come here?
Well, how about you?
Well, we came here because of this telegram from Captain Drummond. Here, read it.
Thought I'd check up on the Trents for you. Act insured for $200,000. Money to go to last surviving member of Act. Murder for insurance might possibly be motive, Drummond.
You see, I deduced the rest of it myself, Inspector. It was obvious that Rita was the murderess.
Yeah, of course, it was obvious to you, boss.
With Captain Drummond's help, of course.
Inspector, I still don't understand how you happened to arrive here just in the nick of time.
Here, you read this telegram.
Suggest that you keep an eye on Denny. He might need you. Drummond.
And it was obvious to me, Denny, that you'd come here.
With Captain Drummond's help, of course.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.